Hello and welcome to my channel. Nnamdi Kanu files fresh motion. A legal earthquake in Abuja. Hey, a storm is rising again. Yes, so Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, has filed a new legal shot. A motion asking the court to strike out every single charge against him. Ibidokwazi n'isi ịghasasị ife niile ka ịkpọkọsịkwa. Well, some will call this another round of legal drama, but others see it as a bold reset. And this move could change everything according to some people. Hey, this is not an ordinary application. It is a fresh motion on notice filed by Kanu's legal team before Justice Omotosho. He is asking the court to strike out all the charges, claiming that the laws used against him no longer exist. Iwu megidolu ife ejicho ikpe. According to the motion, the government case relies on repeal status. Laws that have been replaced or are no longer valid under the Nigerian Constitution. In its words, there's no valid charge or count cognizable under any written law. So in other words, if a law no longer exists, then no one can be judged by it. You cannot shave a man's hair in his absence. You understand? You cannot shave a man's hair in his absence. Kanu is saying the government cannot prosecute him with a law that has already been buried. Iwe nigoleni. Now let's go to this Kenya question and jurisdiction. Kanu's motion also takes us beyond Nigerian borders. It takes us to Kenya, where he was allegedly abducted before being brought back to Nigeria. His lawyers argued that since the alleged offenses happened there, the Nigerian court has no jurisdiction to try him. And he is citing section 76, subsection 1D, number 3 of the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022, which limits Nigerian courts from trying offenses committed abroad without due international procedure. This is very deep because it goes back to the controversial rendition issue. Now, if the court admits that the acts happened in Kenya, then it is not just a matter of law. It becomes a matter of a question of human rights and sovereignty. A man who fetches ant-infested firewood should not complain when lizard pay him visit. Nigeria government, Nigeria government may now have to face the consequences of how it brought Kanu home. I say it might come to a day. This is ant-infested firewood. Now you go fetch. It is coming to a day. Nigeria government has to explain how they got hold of Nnamdi Kanu, who was in Kenya. Now, this motion is not just a legal matter. It is a test for Nigeria's judiciary. Will the court choose to follow the letter of the law, or will it bow to heavy weight of political pressure? If the judge strikes out the charges, Kanu walks free, at least for now. Now, if the court refuses, then the case goes back into another long and uncertain trial. If I go up and down, whichever way it goes, this case will reveal the strength of our Nigeria's justice system. As elders say, when you see a toad jumping in broad daylight, something is chasing it. There is something bigger behind this motion, not just freedom, but the question of fairness in Nigeria. This motion shows strategy, not emotion. Kanu's lawyers are not asking for pity or bail. They are asking for pure law. Yes, they're not begging. They're asking for pure law. Is the charge valid or not? Now, they quote Section 36, subsection 12 of the 1999 Constitution, that no one can be convicted for an offense not defined by law. They also rely on Section 1, subsection 3, which makes the Constitution supreme above other law. Now, if the court agrees, it will mean that the government has been trying a man under expired laws. And that will be a historic embarrassment for the prosecution. When a lie travels for 20 years, truth will one day catch up with it. Yeah? This motion may be that truth, running fast to catch up. Hey, let's look at it from other dimensions, political and emotional dimension. For many Nigerians, this motion has rekindled an old debate. Is Kanu being fairly tried or politically punished? After years in detention, his supporters see this as a cry for justice. They say, if you can't prove your case lawfully, then you have no moral right to keep him. Meanwhile, the federal government fears that striking out the case might embolden separatist movements. But democracy demands one thing: justice, not fear. You don't use a machete to kill a mosquito. If the government wants peace, it must use justice, not force. I'm not saying he's a mosquito, but I'm looking at the case. Everything is not by force. So as this legal battle unfolds, Nigeria must open their eyes. This is not just about one man, it's about how our courts treat every citizen. Because tomorrow, it may not be Nnamdi Kanu, it may be you. We must all insist that the rule of law must stand above the rule of power. A tree cannot make a forest. Everyone counts. Everybody counts. Lawyers, the journalists, citizens, and you watching right now. Please like, share, and comment your thoughts below. Do you think the court should strike out the charges or continue the trial? Let your voice be heard. This program reflects independent analysis by Igbo Area TV. It is for public education and does not promote hate speech or violence. We stand for truth, justice, and peace in Nigeria. I am your host, bringing you the truth from the heart of Igbo land. Until next time, let the eagle perch, let the hawk perch. If one says no to the other, may its wings break. Peace to all lovers of justice.